All right, I'm welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trade. Today is Monday, September 23rd, 2024. If you haven't done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, let's get into it today. So markets here today, basically a nothing burger, total non-event here. And you can see, take a look at the Qs. Essentially, the range of the day, 482 to 484. That's it. And spiders here, pretty much like a $2, $2.50 range there. Very tight. This will not last too long. Look at how tight that is. So we are going to, there should be an explosive move here. The one we compress that tight. Hopefully they don't do it all in the overnight again. That's kind of been the MO lately, is burn out anybody playing options, burn out anybody playing ODTEs, and do all the work when the pajama traders are busy. But right now, we had a huge squeeze on Thursday, and we're just coiling inside of that. So we are setting up a move. Question is up or down. Obviously, always defer to the trend, so we assume up. Again, back half of September seasonality. Could that come into play? It sure could. But right now, unless we're just having a calm before the storm moment, volume here really light, right? And this is after hours too. This is almost 4:30, and 41 million shares on SPY. Very, very, very light here. I think there was only 30 something at the close. So extremely light here, but the line in the sand though is pretty obvious, right? So 56, 70, to 75. Yesterday's low. You get a close below that. Well, if we take that out, I would say 50 better hold, 56.50. But I think a close below here could indicate grounds for like a false breakout, especially on a Friday close. So if we closed on a weekly, I think we would see some downside pretty fast. But right now, this market can just go sideways, base out this move, and push up towards 5,800. Why not? There's really no reason to say otherwise here. We can talk about data all we want here, but the charts are not suggesting there's anything wrong or any problems here at the moment. And as long as if we pull back and consolidate sideways, through time as opposed to price, and we do it with volume lacking, you get these types of patterns, right? Sideways, and usually they resolve up. So right now, no problems here, and market is just basing possibly for another trend leg. Could be the calm before the storm though. We'll see. QQQ here, fractionally higher. Again, this range will not last. Very tight here the last couple of days. We did break out of that wedge though. And I noticed a lot of Mag 7 stocks firming up lately. Tesla up 4.93 today. Amazon having a big day, up 1.2. Netflix up nicely. Broadcom, red to green day. NVIDIA red to green day. This is something we day traded today in the live room. Excellent false breakdown right there, and then a nice little pop. It's still kind of slow though, right? It's only up 0.25%. It's still this is kind of that one Mag 7 stock that really, if this catches up, I think it really starts to help the Qs and the market really takes off. But you do have a bull pattern here, right? The pattern is bullish. You have the up move, sideways. This has done enough consolidation for me to get through this. But you got to get through that 120 handle, and I think, you can see 125, 130. So we can look at it like that too. But that still needs to get going. But the point is, though, Mag 7, though, firmed up a lot. You have Google and Microsoft. Google went right into the 50 MA. So no surprises pulling back. Microsoft is red today, but again, choppy consolidation here. But the chart is way off the lows. Same thing with Google. So notice a lot of these Mag 7 plays firming up a lot. And obviously that is helping out the Qs there. It's helping out the semis. Russell 2000 here, down just 81 cents. Again, we backed off at 225 as expected. But again, if this just consolidates, it can go higher. And I still like this weekly, and really more so than monthly. So all you really have is two inside candles after a breakout. That's not bearish. So IWM looks okay. Dow here up 54 cents on the diamond. Again, no problems. 425's next stop. Semiconductors, via SMH. Again, still not quite there, right? Still not quite, still lagging. So there's 250. This is where we broke down from, or where we reversed from on the 22nd. And we're not really close to that yet, are we? Like the Qs are there, right? We got there last Thursday. Semis still lagging. So it's like you need that NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA holds the key here for this market. But cloud here up a penny. Again, no problems here. Nice move. Needs to consolidate a little bit more, but trend is up. It's on breakout. Dow transports here bouncing after the big decline. So we had FedEx here up 1.6. So that's in a lot better shape right now. DJT though, again, up just under 1%. It is back above the 20 moving average. So after all that, it was just kind of a retrace to the 20. And the big picture here is just still setting up a huge base with higher lows. So I know the daily is ugly with that big rejection, but so was this. This rejection was really ugly too. This one tried to get ugly, but it came back. So transports continue to make those higher lows. And they're still hanging in there. Yields here kind of flat to lower on the short end, and then 5s, 10s, and 30s did inch up, although they came off the highs. I'll give the bond bulls some credit here. They did manage to push it back down off the highs. We didn't quite get to this little short-term trend line here on the 30-year. Close enough, maybe. All right, could we just do that? Yeah, I guess we could. There's nothing, might as well. What we would want to look for here regardless, though, is do we put in a higher low and break that trend line? In fact, you could really make the case here that that could become an inverse head and shoulder, right? And if that happens, I think we're probably poised to get back to 4.3, maybe 4.35 on 30s. 10s, probably be looking at, at least 4%, maybe a little bit above. If it can get above 4, though, there's not a lot of, it's kind of an air pocket up to 4.2. That would be kind of a pain play if you ask me. So a lot of people looking for the economic slowdown, and then, too many people on one side of the trade, and then you get those counter trend moves. If that does happen, above 4% on the 10-year, I think could be a problem for stocks. The reason I say that is it's been a while since I've said anything macro really would be a problem for stocks, but that would be because you get that reinflation narrative to come up with a weakening labor market. I think that would bother the stock market. Maybe. A lot of things should have bothered the stock market that haven't, but just throwing that out there. But anyway, XHB here holding up. Again, up 1% on the day. Again, nothing wrong. Trend is up. It can go higher. Might need to base out a little bit more. VNQ, nice rebound, up 97 cents. Still no new highs. 618 is holding for now. But really, this is not a rejection, right? Like, it's not like a down move. It's just going sideways here. So this might want to go through that eventually. So REIT's still in good shape. By the way, defensives, XLP up 0.5%, XLV down 20, and then XLU up 1, still melting up as well. XLF was down a little bit today, but no problems here. That pattern is fine. KRE was down, but nothing really terrible. Wasn't the end of the world. And the KBE down as well. Broker dealers flat. So banks were all right. JPM continuing to climb back up. Still needs to. I'd really feel a lot better if it got through that red bar. Yeah, broker dealers. All right, yeah, oil here was down 41 cents, but it came way off the lows. So we actually had a buy level around 69. It just didn't quite get there, but really nice sell. And it came off the lows, though, very nicely. So they did rate it pretty good, but we managed to close above the 20. So energy is still acting pretty well here. And I think if we can consolidate this move, I think oil can go higher. Maybe it needs to retrace. We'll see. Maybe it puts in a higher low around 67. We'll see what it does here. There's a fib. I mean, maybe it retraces to the 618. but it's looking pretty good right now, and it held up pretty well today. XLE held up as well. Again, red to green day. I think I would like to see a little bit of flagging here, but they're definitely acting well. XOP up 1%, and OIH up 83 basis points. There is some resistance here, though. Again, it's probably going to need to flag to get through that. Uranium CCJ continuing to build off the strength last week. Went right into the 200 and 100, though. That's probably going to be probably going to need some backing and filling here. But very nice completion of the W bottom. Looks very good. URNM finally got that higher high. That will have a little resistance in this area, 46 to 47. And URNJ also higher high completed. That will have resistance here, 22 to 23. Nat gas, somebody got blown up on nat gas today. So some short seller was over leveraged, and you can see here, big move on volume, and it held. A lot of the time when you get these big moves on volume after a big move, after a big move already, it'll kind of mark the top, but it wasn't. It just consolidated, and it's still going right now, and it's on the X too. So next contract, this will be rolling this week to this contract. Just look at that daily. Just blew right through both of those resistances like they were nothing. So that's when I say nat gas. This time of the year, it's generally a time to buy dips. Although, we'll see 270 is going to be a little bit of a level here on the V. I mean, textbook W bottom, by the way, but they didn't build any resistance on the way down, right? It's all just short sellers. So amazing breakout there on nat gas. Dollar index here up 0.5%. Still kind of in this grinding pattern though. And the longer this goes sideways, the more this can just turn into a bear flag. So that's the problem for dollar bulls here. The good news is I like what it did last week. Now it needs to follow through. So I want to see us close above this previous week's candle here this week. But it was green today. We'll leave it there. Speaking of not caring about yields, the dollar, the market did not care about the VIX today. Look how all over the map was, and the market didn't care. The dollar was all over the map. Yields were all over the map. The market did not care. Neither did gold. Gold does not care about anything anymore. Gold just goes up now. That's the MO. That's what gold is doing right now. It just goes up. There's people who want to fight this. I can understand why you want to fight it because it's overbought or whatever. But again, you got to remember this built a base for 15 years. It just broke out a few months ago. So if we were looking at this and this was a 10-minute chart on an intraday, would you go short here? Of course not, because it just had a huge cup and handle pattern that it's breaking out of. So put that into perspective there. Now, if we get a sell like that with volume, a sell like that with volume, that's your signal. You should go short and you put a stop above the high. But don't fight this. It's at all-time highs. This can go higher. So next level I have is, around like 26.90. And that's just a mathematical level. It's, again, not a short. GDX was down 18 cents, though. So, I don't know, maybe a small divergence there building up. XJ still having trouble with that 50 handle. SIL down 1.1. Silver down 1.65. But I like the pattern. Needs to do a little bit more, but I like that pattern there on silver. That's starting to firm up. We have platinum down 2.2. Palladium down 3 1/3. That's got room for higher lows, though. And copper here having a decent day. I like how it down ticked and then came right back. So a little bit of a hammer. Again, if this can set up a base and push through 4.4, I think it can kind of negate this kind of bear channel here, or potential bear channel. Copper definitely coming back nicely, though. Lastly, Bitcoin looks kind of like the market, just a kind of a spinning top doji here, sideways, and it's trying to grind through this resistance again. So lows, 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 higher low. Can this be a higher high? It's close. So we'll see. That's the big level. I wouldn't rule out one more dip though. Right now, no problems with Bitcoin. It's consolidating beneath resistance. Usually that means it wants to go up. And same for markets here. Again, last 3 days, we've done nothing. We're just basing. So until we really lose this, this breakout, the previous high on a close, preferably with volume on SPY, again, market can go higher, defer to the trend. So seasonality this, seasonality that. We need to actually see it happen, and bears need to prove it. So anyways, guys, going to wrap it up here. Again, you guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.